Okay, as you can see, this is a prototype of a electronic battery operating in the lower kilohertz range, just so that you can hear the amplification of the signal. Now, if you'll notice, I have actuators on the first inner plate, the middle plate, and the last inner plate. They're patch actuators, and they were epoxy to the battery plate, or the battery case envelope plate. So without being hooked to the battery, the sound is not even close to the amplitude it is now. And I'll change that so that you can see it's amplified. So if we have the appropriate actuators attached in a similar fashion in the megahertz region, we will be able to introduce the ultrasonic energy, and by attaching it to the inner case plates, we'll be able to achieve amplification and have ultrasonic energy felt throughout the interior of the battery. And this would be without changing the dimensions of the battery. In the productized version of this, those patches will be embedded inside that plate that they're attached to right now. And I'll just go through some frequencies here to see that it's amplified. I'll put the lid on the battery. You can still hear it pretty well, but this is certainly amplified. And now we're up in the range of 8 kilohertz. It's 10 kilohertz. Can't hear that too well. I'm not hearing it. You might be able to. My dog could. Now I'm down in the 400 hertz, 1000 hertz, 2000 hertz. So we're getting pretty good amplification with the method that I've been talking about of attaching it to the battery case. This is an electronic battery. Of course, we're not in the frequency range that we need to be, and I'm not using the actual electronics that we will be using, but the electronics will be positioned either on top of this lid or underneath this case. And the electrical connection will be made through the envelope to the case by a hermetically sealed connector or some type. So this battery can be presented to battery manufacturers, and they can put the lead material, the battery material, in the case, and we will effectively have a distribution channel of our technology to the end user, because there'll be a connection here, maybe Ethernet connection or a USB connection of some type, that the user will have control of the electronic casing, and thus the battery performance and lifetime. So that's a prototype. Not very pretty, but nonetheless, it's a prototype of the electronic case itself.